Good afternoon and welcome to M.M.E. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be going over the vehicle mode for Transformers Studio Series 86 Commander Class Ultra Magnus. I know, yeah. I always separate my robots and my vehicles whenever I'm doing a review because, a Transformer's multiple toys in one. You have the robot mode, you have the transformation, which I consider to be its own unique toy, and then you have the alternate modes that the Transformer becomes, which are in themselves unique toys individually or collectibles, if you will. So I like to spend, I like to just make sure that I've spent enough time on each form. So I break it apart into 3 videos, 4 videos, 5 videos, depending on the amount of alternate modes that a Transformer may have. But before we get into this really in depth, I'd like to remind you that this weekend, Saturday morning at 11:30 a.m. That's just this weekend at TFCon Orlando, I will be hosting a panel speaking about how Transformers and blindness intersect. The panel will be called More Than Meets the Eye, Where Blindness and Transformers Intersect. So please, check me out if you happen to be at TFCon Orlando this weekend. I'll be there speaking, and it's also Blind Awareness Month, so that's even a double bonus of celebrate Blind Awareness Month with me by coming and watching or listening to a blind man speak about raising awareness for the blind through alternative means and methods, like reviewing action figures, what I'm doing right now. Yeah, well, that's about all I got to say about TFCon. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. I can't wait to meet some of you, shake hands with a few of you. I think it's going to be wow. This is going to be a big step forward for my channel, and I am wow. I'm just over the moon with happiness and excitement about this. This is a great opportunity for my channel, and I won't let anybody down. It's going to be a wonderful show. The plan is to do a box opening and discuss the box opening as I'm learning a transformation for the first time. And after that, just question and answer segment. I'm going to speak a little bit about my story with Transformers and blindness, and then hopefully, if we have time, I'll go into Steam and how I believe that Transformers are a Steam product. But I don't know if I'll have enough time in 30 minutes to talk about Steam. But that's what's going on there. So let's get into what's going on here, which is Ultra Magnus, the Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus, the Ultra Magnus I've always wanted. This is it right here. This is my guy. Oh, I am incredibly happy with the robot mode. 10 out of 10. I don't have any complaints. I know some people online are like, complain, but not this guy. That is an excellent Ultra Magnus. And this vehicle mode is an excellent vehicle mode, and that transformation was sublime. That was a beautiful transformation. I loved every moment of it, and I love the fact that I got to share it with you. So check out my Blindformers episode if you want to experience the transformation with me. And it's a 30-minute long video, but trust me, it's good. So let's get into Ultra Magnus here. And we got Beachcomber right here hanging out. We're going to set him down here for now so he can stay out of the way a bit. As the first thing we're going to really talk about is some comparisons. So I've got Nemesis Prime with G2 Optimus Prime's trailer because I thought the Tanker trailer was just a perfect connection. It works with Nemesis Prime. Nemesis Prime totally needs to have a tank on the back at all times. So let's take a look at Nemesis Prime with tanker attachment, bumper to bumper. We've got pushing back a bit because Ultra Magnus's bumper is pretty far back there. And oh wow, Nemesis Prime with trailer isn't even as long as the trailer for Ultra Magnus Studio Series 86. That's crazy. Let's set the Nemesis Prime and trailer off to the side. Now let's get out this Ultra Magnus. Make sure I don't accidentally destroy that Ultra Magnus. Now this Ultra Magnus can come over here and boom. I put him down backwards. Let's pick him up and spin around. There we go. Yeah, there we are. All right. So comparing these two Ultra Magni together, we've got Ultra Magnus Studio Series 86 version, still longer. Actually, seems like Seige Ultra Magnus is as long as the trailer. Whoa. Yeah, he's just a little bit longer than the trailer. and he's definitely not as tall. He can only hold 2 vehicles, which I just dropped one of them. I've got Trax and Brawn, right? Yeah, Brawn up on the Seige Ultra Magnus to kind of showcase exactly what can fit there. You can fit a longer figure there, but it's a little difficult. Ultra Magnus in Seige could only hold 2 vehicles on the top rack. That's it, and there was nothing special about that. So we're going to set Brawn and Trax off to the side. We're going to drop Ironhide off of the back of Seige, Studio Series Ultra Magnus. Let's grab Seige Ultra Magnus here, and let's move him out of the way so that we can really get into this. And also, before I really compare more, this is the Seige Ultra Magnus missile, and I really wanted to talk about this missile. I've got the Ultra Magnus missile right here. Pull you out. Be careful, I don't want to drop anything. And there it is. All right. Both of these are very different from one another. Very different. So the Seige Ultra Magnus's rocket is got a punch of hollowness in it. This thing is waffled to kingdom come, and the Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus one doesn't have any sort of hollowness. It's a thicker piece. It feels better. It's made out of some really nice plastic. I love the feel of it. The one that came with Seige is just a very cheap feeling thing in comparison. Wow. I don't like this missile that came with Seige at all now that I have these ones that came with Studio Series 86. I like these so much better. And I wanted to do that little comparison because the missiles are important, and everybody knows the missiles. And it's important to talk about the comparison of the two. So let me put this one back on Seige Ultra Magnus so I don't end up losing it somehow. Let's set it back over there on that little Seige port. Booyah. All right. Now, let's talk about... Oh, his little smokestack's collapsed on either side. All right, so Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus, and let's see what he's got inside. So I've got an Ironhide from Studio Series 86 just hanging out on top to showcase how much on the top you can go. And I also have a Sideswipe mold. I think this one's deep cover up there as well. Now, inside, we can lower the ramp. I love the fact you can lower the ramp. And then we can drive out Sunstreaker. And we can set Sunstreaker there and reach further in. We get Red Alert. Come on, Red Alert. There it goes. Yeah, he can just roll out. 2 full-size deluxe cars, Red Alert and Sunstreaker, can fit inside that trailer. That is just... That's everything I've ever wanted. And from an Ultra Magnus, I just wanted the ability to put some deluxe class figures in there. Sadly, Ironhide here is too tall. Yeah, he can kind of fit in there, but then the clearance issues get in the way. Like, even if you try to straighten him out, it's just, there's not enough clearance in there for this tall boy. None at all. And I also have Beachcomber around here somewhere. But here is Cliffjumper first. Okay, so Cliffjumper, we're just going to put him on the very top here. He's so small! Oh, he's so tiny! He's almost going to fall through the cracks. There's a little bitty Cliffjumper. He can drive all the way across the top. He can hang out on the roof of the Ultra Magnus's vehicle mode there. Let's move some of these guys off to the side so that those of you with vision can actually get a good idea of what Cliffjumper's doing over here. Set you guys over here and there. Okay, so here's Cliffjumper with Ultra Magnus, and Cliffjumper is oh wow, look at that. Cliffjumper isn't even as long as the cab mode for Ultra Magnus. Cab mode for Ultra Magnus, there it is. Look at that. There's still a wheel left if you put them bumper to bumper. If you put Cliffjumper at the very end of the trailer, all the way in the back, you put him to the bumper, he goes to the front of the wheels on the rear wheels of the trailer. Cliffjumper, you're so small. Now, let's see. Do you even need to lower both ramps for Cliffjumper? We're just going to have a little fun here. And then one ramp. One ramp lowered for Cliffjumper? Nah, it doesn't work. You need 2 ramps lowered for Cliffjumper. You need them both. But Cliffjumper's got so much space in there to move around. And I brought out another figure. My one of my favorites for this year, which, you know, is definitely going to be in the top 10, Beachcomber. Gotta love my Beachcomber. Let's see how Beachcomber does. Beachcomber, I thought you were too wide. Yeah, his wheels are a bit too wide. You can kind of shove them in there. You can kind of get him in there. But now he's just way too wide. And now I got a problem. Get your wheels out. There it goes. So Beachcomber can't fit in the underside, but Beachcomber can rest his bod up here at the top. He's just very wide, so even up here at the top, he doesn't fit too well. Like neither of his wheels actually connect to the wheel mountings on the roof of this mode. So that's just a understanding that Beachcomber here, he's a wide guy. I'm going to set him down there. Nice. All right. So that's some comparisons with different vehicles and you know how they compare to one another. Now let's really get into this vehicle mode here. So the trailer mode has some cool features about it. First off, you've got we talked about this in transformation, but these ramps don't connect to one another, so they're each separate pieces. You got to pull them down together, or you pull them down and raise them up individually of one another. It's totally a very weird thing. I don't know why they did that, but I accept it. It's okay. You can have just one coming down if you wanted to do a like having somebody just walk in and out or something like that. Still pretty cool. And they both raise up pretty well. They're on ratchets, really nice. Now another fun feature about this is how do you get the vehicles to the top? Well, you can actually disconnect these top apertures from either side. Remember that last step where we connected the arm to the back of the legs area? Well, just undo that step. And then what you want to do is raise up both of the guns we have on either side here, because those are the only places to put them. And then make sure you grab the top and you want to lower it down carefully. There it goes. Just 2 clicks down and it's matched up. Now you can actually have I moved them all away. All right, we're just going to use Ironhide here. You can have Ironhide come up the ramp, come up the bigger ramp. There's a negative there. There's no real ramp, an extra little ramp piece that can fold down to cover up that gap there. So you just got to be aware of that. But you can set it up so like that, where it looks like it's reversing off of the ramp. It's just neat that there is the ability to ramp. And then you can lock it into place up here. Look at that. He just kind of hangs out without falling down the ramp because they put in these grooves so that wheels on your transformers can get locked in. And then you can just kind of bring him all the way up to the top and have him hang out there if you want, with his wheels locked in on the rear side. I think that's pretty cool. This is a fun transformer, and I'm going to have fun displaying him in all sorts of different directions and ways. And yeah, here's Trax again. Trax is a cool little vehicle mode, but his transformation is just absolutely terrible, so he's never in robot mode anymore. And when he's in robot mode, he always falls over because of the weird feet. I hope they do another Trax, because this one was terrible. But there's a nice little Trax up at the top, hanging out. That's fun. All right, let's put this ramp back together. Just bring it up, and then there it goes, right there, in there. Oh, wait, nope. Come on, click. There it goes. All right. Had to get that click in. Okay, now we can lower this down and we can lock this up. This always takes a moment to do. You gotta make sure you locked it on either side and it's sturdy, or else you're going to be, if you're resting anything on this top of the trailer, this arm top of the trailer, it's going to get really difficult for you if you don't have that piece locked in, because that means that all the weight is going to be on the shoulder joints. You don't want that. You don't want all the weight on your shoulders. At least you don't want to wear those shoulder joints out. And I think we've got that. Cool. Something's up with that. I screwed something up, I think. Let's see. Let me lower that. Oh, snap. There it goes. Ah, that's what I screwed up. Okay, cool. There and there. Nice. Put that back together, and we are golden. That feels better. Okay, so that's the explanation on how to get vehicles in and out and use the ramp feature that it has, which the ramp feature did surprise me. I wasn't expecting them to have such a feature. I'm going to move the guns off to the side so that we can really talk about this vehicle mode. And let me see if I can get my handy dandy Lego pad out from underneath my spot here. Come on, handy dandy Lego pad, don't fight me. Oh man, Lego. How many other Legos are hiding under here? And there's a piece of paper too. Good. All right, there we go. Handy dandy Lego pad is out. Okay, so height-wise, handy dandy Lego pad gives us, if I had it right side up, there it goes, and height. All right, so height-wise, slap myself in the face, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 studs tall. It's 15 studs tall. At his highest over here, I think this is his highest mark, 16. More like 16 studs tall. Wow. Lengthwise, he is a lot longer than 32. He is there. Okay. And then there it is. Okay, come on. Make you up. All right, spin you around. 10. Okay, so rough estimation here. 32 plus 10 is 42. 42 studs long is this vehicle mode, and that is the answer to everything. All right, now let's take a look at his width. Put your vehicle mode on here. His width is slide you under. There he goes. And truck mode itself is actually 8 studs wide. The truck mode is the appropriate truck mode width for this thing. Optimus Prime, Earthrise Optimus Prime was also 8 studs wide in truck mode. Now, the trailer itself is wider. Not by much, but it is a wide load trailer. Those exist. All you naysayers out there. And if you've ever actually touched a trailer that carries cars, then you know these things are big. They're a lot wider than normal trailers. Well, not a crazy amount wider, but they are wider. And we've got, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12 studs wide. He is 12 studs wide in the trailer. Makes sense. And the cab itself, let's take a look. How tall is the cab? Boom. The cab is 8 studs tall. The cab is completely normal. When it comes to how the sizing and scaling has worked for vehicles since Siege, the cab is perfectly on point. This trailer, in my opinion, is perfectly on point because these trailers are always going to be wider than the trucks pulling them. Not by much, but they will be wider. This one just happens to be a bit wider than normal, but that's because it's a heavy-duty trailer. It's got all this armor on the sides. You know, this guy's, it's a different type of trailer. So it's a little wider than a normal wide load, but I consider that, to work. This trailer works. This truck mode works. This truck mode is excellent. I love the windows, and actually we'll get into the sculpt of this thing now that I've talked about everything else. Let's go ahead and remove the truck from the trailer mode, and sadly there is no sort of stilt to hold it on unless you were to pop up his butt flap, and his butt flap can be used as a position to this thing can actually just stand up on the butt flap. It's really tall though. It makes it look weird. Or you can close the butt flap down a bit, but then it will kind of collapse on the butt flap, but still give you enough space. So you can do it like that. So let's talk about this truck. The truck feels like a flat-fronted Mack truck. Like it is exactly Optimus Prime's truck, at least in feel. This is a good truck mode. And when I transform, I'm going to do a comparison video with a transformed Optimus Prime from Earthrise. But for now, we've got the Nemesis Prime from Siege we can do a comparison with. Wow, this Ultra Magnus's Mack truck is so much lighter, but that's because it's not even really a full transformer. But let's see. Their fronts are the same, basically. I mean, of course, this is Siege Nemesis Prime, so he's going to be a little different, and he is going to be a bit longer, but honestly, wow, the width on these is very spot on. Wow. These guys are great together. Look at that. Look at that. I love this. I'm surprised about how well that works out. That's pretty good. That is a nice little truck mode. Let's put Nemesis over here to the side. You can just lay on some stuff. So this truck mode has got some great textures to it. It's made out of some excellent plastic. I don't mind this plastic at all. It feels sturdy. It's really good. Let's make sure that panel's folded down a bit more. Cool. That head panel always likes to fold up just a bit. But that's a nice panel to cover the head. Of course, the head is visible on the underside of the vehicle mode, but I don't really care about that, just so long as his face isn't visible. Always make sure that that you keep those faces secure. So there's a lot of hollowness on the underside of this vehicle mode. Like this thing is just a box that has a few parts in it that are necessary, but honestly, the majority of the robot comes from the trailer. This is just kind of extra stuff. But we've got some great detail on the sides for the truck. Wonderful truck detail going on there. I love the rear view mirrors. They always are helpful whenever determining sizes. You just find something with a rear view mirror, and you can use that to figure out like a nice comparison of size. Like for instance, this guy here. He's got some nice rear view mirrors, and they match up with these rear view mirrors very well. I do think that the ones on tracks here may be a little bigger than normal, but it's okay. So the smokestacks can wiggle back and forth because of transformation, but they do a good job of being smokestacks. Really nice and tall too. There's not much more to be said about this vehicle except that the wheels they did a very good job with the sculpting of the wheels and the hubcaps there. That's just wow. I love every square inch of this thing. It is just all fun and all flavor. That's what this guy is. Nice little vehicle mode that rolls around. Perfect Mack truck. Perfect little Mack truck. Now the trailer itself is made out of some high gloss plastic. This, unlike the truck here, the truck's got a little bit of glossy plastic on it, but the truck feels mainly like it's made out of some flat-based plastics that kind of absorb a little extra light. Now the front truck bit, this is made out of a lot of that smooth, flashy plastic that the trailer's made out of. It's just the trailer hitch part of the truck that's different. And here we've got all of this is made out of the same plastic. This is just, it's all there. Texture-wise, great textures coming up the sides. We've got these two big beams on either side of the front of the truck that come up to the top rack of the vehicle carrier, and then that rack goes down. We got the two boxy things in the middle of it that we talked about in transformation because of those little flaps that you got to unfold. And then back here to the back, it's we've got more of this just wonderful feeling textures. Oh, this guy is where it's at. He feels so smooth and nice. There's a lot to talk about. We've got the missiles there, and we come down here to the sides. We've got where the trailer connects, and then those big tall pillars on either side. And then here, coming down the sides from where the trailer connects, we've got this little bit that folds over, and all that stuff does is it just hangs out there on the side, hiding some robot pieces and trying to give the idea that this beam here on the side that's at the front that holds up the roof connects to this bit on the side here, and then it tapers down to the trailer. And come down further, we've got some more wonderful feeling things in here. This is all just textured glory. There's so many textures hidden amongst every square inch of this thing. You've got all sorts of rivets on the back to symbolize big armor panels attached. I love it whenever they add rivets. I love those little dots. They're great to feel. Coming around here to the back of the trailer, we've got some the ramps. They have some really cool feels to them. They're the front of the front part of the lower legs in robot mode, and so there's not much different in the texture from there. Like it's the same texture, but now it holds a different meaning because it feels like it's a solid door to stop things from getting into the vehicles here or like shooting at them while they're driving away. I think that's really cool. The wheels are done very nicely, very similar to the wheels that we experienced on the cab mode. Very nice wheels. They didn't do anything weird like put a peg in them or put that big pin that has the slot in the center, looks like a flathead screwdriver. These are well done wheels. I wish they would do more wheels like that. I do wish they were rubber. That was my biggest negative on him, is he doesn't have rubber wheels, but I don't really count that against him because very rarely do we get rubber wheels. So rare, in fact, that it's a positive when we do. And the inside of the trailer itself, very flat feeling. Nice. It's got a couple of bumps where you actually can lock things into place. The belt, for instance, that you use and he has in robot mode acts as kind of a bumper to position cars so that one's bumper is sitting slightly above the next one's bumper. Uh, it's pretty good overall. I I just oh wow, oh just feeling this thing, feeling all these little grooves on the inside, like they've managed to make little roads. Let's lower those ramps. Yeah, there's like little roads on the inside of here. They've done such a good job with it. It's so much fun. Okay. Well, that's enough what I got to say about the vehicle mode here. Siege ports, we can cover those real quick. None on the leg bits on the stack. None down the side. Well, wait. I think there is one down the side somewhere. I think. Don't quote me on that. No. No siege ports down the sides of this vehicle mode. None on the sides up here except for two where these missile pods are plugged in. And then we have the ones on either side of the center of the trailer mode where the elbows would be for robot mode. And there's actually some in the middle, but you can't really get at them. So counting the ones in the middle, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 siege ports in vehicle mode. Not a lot of siege ports, but I think it's the appropriate number of siege ports for Ultra Magnus here. He is a very, very nice figure, and I'm going to give this vehicle mode a 10 out of 10. I have fallen in love with this entire Transformer. It gets 10 out of 10 on all stages in this YouTuber's opinion. This is the Ultra Magnus that you should get. This is the Ultra Magnus, capital THD. Like this is it. And if you want an Ultra Magnus for your collection, and you want one that's good, and you collect Chug, you're looking at it right here. Or you're listening to me talk about it. But this is it. And that's enough what I got to say on this one. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be talking about the Nemeth Math code number 4. We're going to be talking about the number 4. And then on Friday, I'm taking a break so I could do some runaround errands around town and get some business cards and stuff before heading down south to Orlando to participate in TFCon. All this weekend's going to be exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching, and thank you so much for supporting my channel and helping me get to this point. Couldn't have done it without you. Until next time, bye-bye for now.